Maybe, or clarification.
Clarification.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think I get this very clearly, and I have heard and listened very carefully. But Madam Speaker, we are here. We are here with the Ministry of, actually Department of Transport, with the Honorable Chair Mwoki, who are here, who are interacting here, and one chair to bear me witness that we came across a very interesting scenario where rates are being collected by Saccos. We came across, Chairman, if you remember, it's an issue that came up that through, I don't know, delegation from your ministry, Saccos, tuk-tukus and what are the other small Marutis. They have formed themselves into Saccos, and the members of those Saccos money is being collected by the chairman of those Saccos for onwards transmission to the department. But then my question would have been, I have not seen where that is anchored in law, where the Saccos have been able to be anchored so that they can be given that mandate to collect. And one of the issues, again, that was raised by the members of those Saccos is that there has been a lot of pilferage of revenue, where revenue officers were collecting money, 500,000 will be collected by members, but in this case here now, we are only collecting maybe 200,000, 300,000 now per month. I don't know what is the take of the minister on that one, because I think that is squarely what you're answering.
I'll speak once again so that the minister may not dwell on that. The issues that cropped up to this matter, Honorable CSM. One, revenue collection now has become a preserve of any officer in the county government. Ward administrators are collecting revenue. Village administrators are collecting revenue. Inspectorate officers are collecting revenue. Sub-county administrators are collecting revenue. The Governors Delivery Union, GDU, is collecting revenue. Whom have you vested powers to collect revenue? May you dwell on that strictly.
Mheshimiwa Kavyu, it's in addition to that.
Madam Chair, I'm not in agreement with the officer when he tries to shift the responsibility of revenue to other department. PFM Act 2012, Section 104, it's very clear that the county treasury is responsible for monitoring, overseeing, and evaluating, and also coming up with policies and economic frameworks to ensure that all revenues that are supposed to be raised within the county is done in accordance to the law. So when the officer says that this sits with the CEC for trade, this sits for the CEC, what he needs to tell the committee, this committee, is what policies has he put in place to ensure that things work seamlessly. Because the role of the CEC land is very clear, so they might help in terms of providing the technical support, which might not be available in the Department of Finance. But the responsibility of revenue and finance management squarely sits at his docket. So he cannot run away from that. So what he needs to tell us, what policies has he put in place to make sure that our revenue systems are synchronized and they are working in harmony. Because, Madam Chair, that is what is lacking. He has failed to provide that, and that's why everybody has turned themselves into revenue clerks at different levels. Thank you.
Lastly, Madam Speaker, lastly. Yes, thank you. 1 minute.
I have to authorize you, members. Let's not have a kangaroo court here. Honorable Bahati before Mheshimiwa Kisila, then Mheshimiwa Maeke, Mheshimiwa Dwiki.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. In regards to that, I would also want clarification. One of the issues, just as Mheshimiwa Dominic has mentioned, of course, everyone works with the county as turned to be a revenue collector. And we have a policy that, especially in Matungulu constituency, our lands are agricultural land. And we've had situations where our people are being harassed, even when they are doing their gates, you know, when they are building their simple houses and toilets. It has become a cash flow for these revenue collectors because they work in the county government. So we also want to know what other, just as Mheshimiwa mentioned, what other policies can we ensure that our people who are living in these agricultural lands are not exploited by the revenue collectors who are GDUs, who are the coordinators and the rest as they come with their names. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bahati. Honorable Kisila, and Honorable Kisila, let it just be the same point. Because if we keep on
Madam Speaker, I'm not
diverting through other points, let it be just this point of collection of revenue by different people who have made
I am well guided, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Revenue collection is the work of Finance Department. That cannot be delegated to any other function. What is happening now, and there's a difference between delegation and abdication. Finance Department is abdicating its role by passing that mantle to other departments. I will give you an example. I have copies of the invoices which have been given to traders in Mwala last 2 days, of people coming from trade department and other departments, and the invoices they are giving, they are even outside the Finance Act. Completely outside the Finance Act, including overcharging people because they don't understand what is Finance Act. They are treating Mwala as urban, when in the Finance Act is being treated as a peri-urban. So, Bwana Waziri, what we are saying here, we are privy to information that even quarries in Mavoko have become cash cows for some people. You cannot run away from that as a finance minister. And what we want you to come and tell us here, and when we were meeting yesterday with the ECMs, they are not taking up the responsibility of revenue collection. That squarely lies with you, and that's why you have a chief officer revenue collection. And you are the head of that department, and you are the head of treasury. So what we want from you is to tell us what strategies you are going to put in place to ensure pupillage and people getting rich quick. Don't get that aspect. We are losing millions and millions of shillings when every Tom, Dick, and Harry becomes a revenue collector. And moving forward, we will not accept revenue. It's better even we don't collect. It is actually better we tell our people not to pay. If you don't have a well-structured way of collecting revenue, why are we allowing people to collect money and put in their pocket? And that is happening. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Adgiven. Honorable, we respond to those ones first. Okay, thank you. Honorable Waziri, proceed and respond to those ones first.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I had not finished elaborating on the point.
So you will incorporate those ones in your answer?
Yeah, what I mean is,
yes.
I had not finished. Actually, what the honorable members are asking is contained in my next
slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe if, through your indulgence, if I can finish, maybe what would have been a question will be an answer.
Go ahead.
So what I was answering is a very clear question. What gives them a date of those other departments to be involved in revenue collection? And those are the laws I've just stated. But even with their involvement, are there controls? And that is my next presentation. Madam Speaker, even with these acts, read together with PFM Act, the PFM Act is very clear. It places the final responsibility on custodianship
and Sanity on the county treasury under Ministry of Revenue Management. So, Madam Speaker, all these departments, currently as they sit, they are being managed by a system. I'll start with the Ministry of Lands. We already have a model called Adams. Initially, how the approvals were being done, people would sit in a table, in a conclave, to review physically and use manual formulas, yes, derived from the Act, to come up with an approval. And an application will be allocated maybe to a planner physically. That one is a thing of the past. And with the Adams, the way it works, at the comfort of your seat, the residents of the Machakos County will be able to place an application through a citizen portal. If you are using an architect or an engineer, he'll log into the portal, upload his professional documents, and also upload the title deed and the plan and everything. He'll be taken through a series of questions that result to what we call credit scoring. Then, using the credit scoring makes use of the finance bill. It is already built at the back end. So, by the time you are finishing to interact with the system, probably 2 or 3 minutes, an invoice is already generated. So we've already queued that human interface at the initial stages where conversations happen. When that happens, the invoice which comes out with a reference number. If the customer pays you and he has to quote the reference number, you pay, you quote the reference number, the system automatically gives you a receipt.
Point of information, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Point of information taken.
Thank you.
Waziri, you may have a seat briefly. Waziri, may have a seat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What we are asking the Waziri is to be precise. We are not here to know the process of how the Adams works. It's just taking us round and left, center, and everything talks about Adams. What is this Adam? I'm asking whether it is Adam and Eve. He is saying Adam. Let him just be precise and tell us that's a mechanism to improve revenue collection and proceed.
Yes.
Guilt was always afraid.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Yes.
In the beginning,
yeah.
you really say that we try to conduct the business in a cordial way.
Sure.
Casting aspersion on the character of anyone, it is as if already someone has a premeditated solution to what is going to come here. So let us treat each other with the decorum we deserve. Please.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Member.
I'm making an application because looking at the business before us, we have very many questions which needs answers. Sure. Honorable Speaker, today was set for members to get these answers.
Yes.
I was making an application that if we may allow the ECM to tackle all the questions, then we note areas where has not given information that can be accepted, that does not satisfy. Yes. We just note. We allow him to go through all the questions. We deal this, then we open the discussion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Let me make a ruling. Because we'll spend the entire day here. Can we allow the Honorable Waziri to take us through? If we have
While you are right, Madam Speaker, I think we must also look at what Mheshimiwa PK is also raising. Because I raised an issue about, is he allowing Matatus to be, we know that's the issue about finance. Now he's telling us, Adams, are you, so when are we going to revisit this?
I had not even finished. And
sorry?
Honorable Ngunga.
Yes, Madam.
I had not even finished. Yes. And I want members, let's understand each other. Do we want a kangaroo court or do we want an orderly place?
We need an orderly one.
No one should speak when the speaker is speaking, first of all. Number 2, and those are the standing orders, it's not my laws. Number 2, until I have told you, please, Mheshimiwa, make your point, you shouldn't stand up. Okay? I have heard the issue by Mheshimiwa PK, and that is where I was going to tell, Honorable Waziri, while it's okay that we should take us through, you should also make it brief and just give answers, not
Madam
many
Chair.
stories.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Chair.
Some information.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Just
please.
a short one.
Please, Madam Chair.
A short one, Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you. You know, I know the clerk did send the Honorable CCM a letter requiring of him to prepare.
Yes.
And he went out of his way to prepare a good enough response for this house. He is making his submission based on what this house resolved, tasked him to do.
True.
So it is self-defeating then to say he should not be thorough, he should not be detailed. But also in the beginning, Madam Chair, you say any other relevant question that is outside his official response is going to be answered. I hear you, Mheshimiwa Member, I hear you, Mheshimiwa Ngunga, that your question might be outside what he had been requested to provide. So we must choose. Either we proceed with the official response uninterrupted and not any other matter that is outside, or interrupt his response and it might take us very long time to get out of it. It has to be a decision we make.
Chair,
Madam Speaker.
Chair, I think what our CCM. No, just a minute.
I have
Chair,
made a ruling, Mheshimiwa Johanna.
it is
I
going
have
to
made
assist us, whatever I'm just about to say.
No. Let's just listen to me.
I have a prayer, Madam Speaker.
Mheshimiwa,
Madam Chair, please.
Madam,
it is the same thing we are going to repeat.
No,
and repeat and
no,
repeat.
I just wanted
can
to
listen
say
to
why
him.
he seems to be taking long, because whatever is responding is what was in your brief, the general issues, but the specific issues, he has not yet gone there. They are from item number 4. Those are the questions which now touch on the general issues in your brief.
Can we agree that no interruptions?
Yes,
We allow Waziri to take us through. No interruption. I'm not going to allow anybody.
Madam
Let
Speaker,
Waziri-
Madam Speaker,
Yes.
Madam Speaker, kindly allow me. Madam Speaker, I think as much as we allow the CCM, he doesn't need to be so broad in what he's saying. Our questions are very precise. For example, question number part 3. What has the CCM done to deal with the matter of corruption and harassment, and why are traders not given adequate time to pay the revenue? This is a straightforward question. Madam Speaker, there is a lot of confirmation, and I don't know whether members are allowed to speak to the CCM unless it's through the chair.
It
The
has to be
CCM
through
was
the chair.
invited
It
here,
has to be through
but
the
when
chair.
you see there is a lot of conversation and a lot of consultation, even with the same people. We cannot have a house where the CCM is consulting here, is consulting there. Somebody is coming from there, he is whispering on the ears.
Madam Speaker.
What's wrong with you? I'm speaking. Just, I have a point, whatever I'm saying. So my prayer is, let the CCM answer the questions precisely. Why are we? Because we are coming back to the same proposals. You remember, Madam Speaker, when we were responding to the question from the budget and revenue, we said we had fears that it's like copy-pasting. When I've listened the CCM explain why revenue streams are low, we've gone to the same questions. And the reason we've asked him here is so that we may help. Because the same question and the same answer is, we don't have enough everything, we don't have automation. Those are the same answers we got. And that is the reason we are here. So if we are to give the CCM enough time, let us also be to the questions that are put here so that it doesn't digress also.
Thank you. The ruling is we allow the CCM go. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead and highlight the issues that have been raised by members. No interruptions. I'll not allow anybody to speak until the CCM finishes.
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I seek for your indulgence.
Yes.
There is already a pending question.
Yes.
From honorable members.
Yes.
I'll seek before we answer,
Yes.
then I proceed.
You want to answer it
There are
right
two
now
questions
or at the
already
end?
pending about Matatus. There's
Okay.
another question about GDUs and.
Okay, answer. Just go straight
So,
away. And
Madam
answer.
Speaker, I'll just go spot on.
Yes.
The issue of Matatus, there is no collection being done by Saccos. What we've done is we put we've made arrangements where they are paying through the Saccos. What we have is a Sacco model.
Let him answer. You wanted answer.
Let me answer.
Yes. Proceed. Proceed.
Madam Speaker, in our modules in the system, we have something called PSB model. We've grouped these people, the Matatus, into Saccos because as per the regulations of that sector, they work through the Saccos.
Yes.
So through the Saccos, every Matatu owner and vehicle has an account with us.
Okay.
They has an account with us.
Yes.
So they pay through those accounts. So come end of the month, we are able to know in this Sacco we have 60 Matatus, 50 are paid, 2 have not paid. And the enforcement is based on the balance.
Okay.
So there is no collection being done by Saccos and being brought to us. The Matatu are paying directly to the county.
I don't want to that's not in order. Maybe Mweki you can say. Maybe you can say something about that. You know, it's in order, Madam Speaker.
It is me who is chairing.
Yeah, because you know.
Who is chairing, Mheshimiwa?
Okay.
It's me who is chairing. Proceed.
Madam Speaker,
that's why I'm saying, you know, he's agreeing.
Yes.
It's my question. He's agreeing that they are paying through the Saccos, and you know, Madam Speaker, we were here with them, and they said, in fact, one of the things is that they are left by themselves. They are collecting money under the instructions of the revenue officers, and they are the ones who are forwarding to them. And he's agreeing.
Answer that.
And there are no regulations to that, surely.
Madam Speaker, the only authorized collection is cashless. The Matatu themselves, they have account with the county. They are paying directly to our pay bill. Those rumors, because that we heard about it,
Yes.
what is also happening? The Matatus have their own collections for the welfare of the members, which has nothing to do with the county. And through that effort, we were only getting 2 to 3 million in a month. Now the county is getting an average of 11 million per month. We know the Matatus, their numbers, everything.
Okay. Go ahead.
Madam Speaker, another honorable member.
Ward admins are collecting as well.
On the issue of the ward admins collecting money, and on the issues of the GDU, Madam Speaker, in my earlier explanation, I said, I mentioned the department with roles. And those roles are technical. The actual collection should go straight to the pay bill. The issue of the ward admins, yes, they are there. They are in charge of the wards. If we have officers who are stationed in the ward, our officers report to the ward revenue officers. But in the general oversight, the ward, because they actually devolved, they are actually devolved to the. Just hold on. I want to put it clearly so that it doesn't become another question.
Okay, go ahead.
We at ward level, which is a basic collection zone for the county, we have the collectors reporting directly to the ward revenue officer. On day-to-day basis as general oversight, not directly being involved administratively, operationally, the ward administrators have an oversight role. Not in the actual collection, but because those people, they are under the devolved function, the senior person is the ward admin. So operationally, the ward admin ensures that as much as we have the ward revenue officers, their staff are there and they are working. They are not supposed to be involved in the actual collection. If there is any one of them who is involved in the actual collection, he should be treated as a rogue officer. GDU have no business whatsoever with revenue. When we went to the public participation at Cheleni and Mheshimiwa, through the chair, you can bear me witness, I was very categorical. So those matters that have come to us, we are going to take administrative action. The sole mandate of interacting with the pay bill and all that belongs to the revenue officers, not any other account officer.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And members, on the issue of Sacco and any other person who is collecting revenue and if they are doing it illegally, I direct the Committee on Finance to verify those. If we have to have people arrested, to have them arrested.
Revenue targets per sub-county. The department conducted a revenue mapping exercise